literally walking up, decided to pull some cards, and so I did. I don't know, I've not used this deck before, so I'm going to read from the book to see what the fairies are telling me. I've had it a while. I burnt my old deck because that was part of what was it part of? It was part of the wisdom of my time. So anyway, this one came to me. It's been on the shelf for a while. I'll just tell you what I pulled so there's no cheating once we interpret it. So, inverted sage, inverted this young fellow, and Iris of the Rainbows, Lord Iris. Let's see. So the sage, I'm sure that's going to be. I don't know. Where is it? Sage always sounds good, doesn't it? Inversion, so. Hell's bells. You can never trust the fairies anyway. They're tricksy fellows, so. Oh, how fucking fire. Why is it not where it should be? I'm not saying I don't trust Illuminati cards. They've got their place. I tell you what they're saying. Sometimes you need to see fairies. You think books would be laid out? Steps to good reading. Oh, hell. Soul Shrinker, that's a good one, isn't it? Where did we get that one? Death, plenty of that. Oh, plenty of death. Death after death. Right, the Oak Man. No. He keeps popping up though. He's probably an overseer. Right. Help me, please. Fairy got me anyway. Let's make a place in my garden. Here's the future. Making the head down. Iris the Rainbow. Right. When the arrows send polychromatic rays to the storm, bringing light, dismal skies, and hope to darkened hearts. Beneath the rainbow, fairy ambiguous creatures, wet earth and couch. Fairy frog maiden and the frog. Anyone care to kiss him and see what happens? Peer out from the shelter and storm-racked world, while the shadow sun is dimly seen above Iris's head. Sturdy, pot-bellied gnomes, their toes rooted in the earth, sport swelling skeepers. That's fairy talk. Sport sweeping whiskers to prove their entitlement to the single Iris's crowns, while the helpful fairy amphibians hold transparent rainbow-filled globes of rainbow fairy. Everyone, especially Iris herself, is fully absorbed in the task of reclaiming the bright sky from the dark of the storm. In her hand, the light of heaven's bow looks a fragile thing, yet the light of hope and the promise of healing and joy to come. And that is one of the most powerful things there is. Start reading. Iris tells us that light is breaking through our present darkness, and there is hope and powerful fight speeding up this process. She does not promise that the storm is over, nor does she say that we'll never storm again, but she does say there's brightness and beauty here. She also tells us there is something to be gained by the passage through the storm, and the sooner we learn what it is, the sooner the storm will end. Always a passage through the storm is a time for potential growth, a time to allow the dead wood of our past to blown away to make room for the green shoots for new growth. At this point, it's useful to ask ourselves what we still need to release and to look after protecting and nurturing the seeds that we have planted. Iris suggests the cultivation of patience may be also helpful at this time. But that's probably fairly succinct, really, isn't it? So, good old Iris. Who's this fellow anyway? The Hobjav. I know. I can't do that. He gives a little bit of a he's gonna make me sneeze. Penelope Dreamweaver. Only I know what I was thinking when I was pulling the cards. It's not all down to you to decide, you know. The Green Woman. The Master of Ceremonies. The Fairy was kissed by the Pixies. Dark Lady. She's hiding up. The Sage, right. Wisdom, knowledge, retreat, old age, patience. The Sage is also shaman. Not all wise shamans. Not all wise men are shamans, and not all shamans are wise men, but this one, both power informed by wisdom and wisdom made manifest by power. This is also the face of Father Time, and we see colours of seasons surrounding him. Sometimes he's old man in the mountain with a hermit who searches within the wisdom and understanding, but then he's willing to share it with any true seekers who come to him. His blind eye enables him to look into other worlds, other realms. He's a buried wisdom. His blind eye enables him to look into other worlds, other realms, and his wisdom buried deeply within us. Each of us, where the singers dwell, he reached a stage of life where he's let go of many of the activities of younger beings, retreated somewhere from the outer world of fairy, and to become more deeply immersed in the inner landscapes of knowledge, inner vision, contemplation, and spirit. On the exterior, he lives simply or austerely, but his inner world is filled to overflowing with richness. In order to pursue his studies more thoroughly, the sage has cultivated detachment. Some may see this as remoteness or coldness, but he is no less loving for that. The sage finds his inner connections between seemingly separate ideas, beings, and things. Love and compassion are the inevitable consequences of seeing truly. This leads the sage to share his learning with others. Like any other wise elder, he leads by gently teaching from his vast store of wisdom. When asked for his judgment about something, he's discriminating and generous-hearted. He turns a blind eye to punishment, feeling that what is needed is mercy and a way of teaching those who err, so they will not make the same mistakes again. The sage is constantly learning. While on one hand he values tradition and stability, he also understands the values and need for growth and change. He can't go for a walk or a flight around the neighbourhood without discovering something new, trying to see how it fits into the whole. He's always expanding his understanding of reality and deepening his awareness. As we develop patience and compassion intertwined, we begin to manifest the wisdom of the sage. Start reading. Here we see the wisdom and a deeper understanding of the keys of wisdom is to organise, integrate, and simplify one's thoughts. Complexity often leads to confusion. Simplicity is to be valued. This card signifies mental discipline, informed by balanced learning and compassion. Tradition is valued, but appropriate change is accepted. The sage knows when to let go and when to move on. He knows when to retreat and think things over. He compassionately and wisely shares his knowledge with others, teaching by example as well as by precept. The scales of justice are balanced in the sage's hand. This card in a reading also signifies the need for deep consideration and refined judgment applied to compassion and mercy. Reversed, when the wisdom of the sage is blocked, artificial and inappropriate boundaries are set between different aspects of life. We become unable to apply learning in one sphere to others aspects of life, or information is withheld, kept secret when it could benefit others, which in turn would benefit us. And sometimes learning is blocked by belief that we already have all the answers, but we never accept. We never actually do. Twisted, the sage is accumulation of facts and the information covers unwisdom. Knowledge misused, distorted facts, distorted for selfish purposes, information used to the detriment of others. There is always a risk of this when we set out to prove something rather than to discover something. Other twists include being excessively critical, being cold and uncaring, or being cynical, or bitten. All these faults of balance at its worst. Knowledge and experience are channeled towards the destruction of the self of others. Well, I suppose there's a certain amount of truth in that, isn't it? Things are being withheld from me there. Right. The Hobjab. Oak, man. All meanings are meant to be clear at once. Some ideas take time. Some words are designed to lead us on inner journeys with truths hidden deep inside them. I know who my guides are. I know what they want of me. And who's this young man? I've forgotten already. Fairies are so sneaky. Guardian of the gate. Yeah, she's swift. Unity. Oh, hell's alive. Claircognizance. Somebody we've all through. We don't need that one today, do we? Sing of intention. Sing of transfiguration. Sing of the chalice. Solace. Side. Maiden. Journeyman. Oh, as a baby. Journeyman. Cute fellow. Bright mother. Oh, where she's hiding. Himself. Golden child. Lady of the harvest. She's waiting. Right, the sage. Reversed. We've done that one. Fairy was kissed by the pixies. The green woman. The piper. Follow me, the fairy godmother. Oh, that gnome. Fairies and guardians. Nelly the alchemist. Penelope Dreamweaver. Tan the poet. I'm dressing salad. There's the rainbows. Winged female fairies are the soul's messengers, representing the spirit freed from the mundane. They are the creatures of aspiration and transcendence, flying between the worlds, between heaven and earth, between body and soul. It's always good. That was for Iris anyway. The fawn. Spirit dancer. Tiberia of the waters. No. Laced Moon's daughter. Lagana. Starts reading the helpline troop. Honesty. Over the retriever. Nixon. My Smilemancer. Guy the slow. Lives with the shadows. I'm a bit scared about this one. Taken to the friends. The Oak Man. Collective of pixies. Mickamuckle. Idle Parrot. The Topsy Turbots. The Ra. Death. The Fairy Challengers. Epona's old daughter. I don't think this card's even in it. Soul Shrinker. Not shrinking souls, do you? Gloomless Doom. He looks like, what does he look like? Dobby. Dobby, I'll give you a sock. Name. Wild. Flaff the Floofer. Bodacious Bodak. Pook. Oh, I think this is the guy. Right. Imaginary fears, unreal hazards, realistic caution. He refuses to tell me what the G in his name stands for because he says the more we know about him, the less power he has and the harder it is to do his job. This tells you a lot about him. His powers lie in our imaginations and fears, not in the real world. Not in any of the real worlds. This is the wicked thing in the closet who keeps frightened children awake at night with eerie snuffling, waffling sounds. But when you turn the door and light open, he isn't there. Brian wrote he exists only through the collection of our fears. The Habaya thrives on fears, getting stronger and stronger until we face him. He's a sham, a tiny blown fear all out of proportion, and the smallest positive thought will banish him. All of fairyland knows this, and none is afraid of him. G. Hobbler's job is to wave our imaginary fears in front of us, making them look alive and real as he can. He's pretty good at this, and challenge he offers us is to see that certain fears are imaginary, and to distinguish them from things we actually need to be cautious about. In this way, he teaches us to look past the fear and to see really, truthfully, what the truth is. Whatever the truth is, that's what it says in the book, and I trust most of what the fairies tell me. It's a difficult job, and G Hobbler's my G, the Pook, the Gotcha, and the Feline, and a few of the other hard-working fairies got together twice a week for otherworld nectar, hazelnuts, cheese, and applesauce, and to grumble about humans and to support each other. The work they do, hard as it is merely an apprenticeship for the much harder work, for which they get to wear a starry crown like Epona's wild daughter. Lies of the Shadows. It takes lots of practice and skill in dealing with human flaws to get promoted to that level. If you could hear the stories they tell, you'd listen to me. Starts reading. It's time to look the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what is real and what is just our projection of old traumas and fear into our imaginary future. By delving into our old patterns, we can see past them to more liberating life. Only by facing these fears honestly and seeing them for what they do, we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage. Singer of courage. And gain strength to face the really difficult challenges in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us much stronger. Reversed. On the other hand, perhaps there is a wicked thing in the closet waiting for the lights to be turned out. Check things out carefully. Sometimes our fears are justified. It's important for us to learn to distinguish between the imaginary and the real. Fairy said that. So it's the truth. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Now, Michelle will stop being so grown up all the time. Other things out there, you know. Not just what you know, or what I think I know. I'll tell the fairies. I will. I'll tell the fairies what you're doing. You'll never trust a girl again then. You won't. Or anyone. She'll be nice to me. And I'll be nice to you too. Talk about the fairies or in my garden. You know you can't trust them. I just told you and showed you. They do what they want. That's what they do. And most things. Anyway. It's freedom, isn't it? No hate on my timeline. I don't know what that means. Seriously. Seriously. Shadow self. Shadow work. Right. One more meditating to do. What fairy cards to play with now. I've got them out. I'll talk to them properly. Iris of the Rainbows has got a job for me. Purple Eyes, I was told. There's someone who's colourblind, probably. Or fairy, what was he? Fairy, very good at seeing things differently. Right. Oh, I need a drink of water. Another one. I've had a drink of water already. It's the first thing I did. What's one thing that my harassment app got me to do? Drink water. And just don't sign in all the time. Doesn't mean I'm not practicing. If that's some sort of spy malware. And to learn to trust as much as anyone. Things aren't always what they appear to be in your projections. Are exactly that. Do you know, that's something else I did say, and I've said it a number of times. It's all very well labelling people liars. Everyone wants a different thing. Some people want to be hit with truth. Some people want to be kissed with a lie. How to keep everyone happy. How do you keep everyone happy? And some people don't always want to be hit with the truth, do they, either? They don't, whether they say they want it or not. When it comes, they don't like it. So that's a lesson in itself, isn't it? Sometimes it's best to say nothing. And sometimes it's not. How do you know what to do? If you say nothing, people will say at the end, why did she say nothing? Why did they say nothing? She should have said something. Why did she say nothing? She should have said, if she said something, then maybe we would have done something. I don't know. You just have to do these things right, don't you? And then it's like your hands. It's in the hands of others. It's not your fault then if you don't get done. That's how it is. That's the way. It's supposed to be to communicate with people. But then, you know, the other thing, well, what don't you do on the internet? You don't give away all your secrets, do you? You don't give away all your facts. I mean, I know a lot of that's past saving, but it is, isn't it? So if we have no worries to worry about, then we have no worries, because if those all will find you, will find you, or whether your address is posted online or not. There's other spirits, and there's other realms. So, do you know what? We just stick to the program. No one gets hurt in the way of it. Make a cup of tea. Get something done today, other than what I do. That was long, wasn't it?